Everything we do all year, everything you see around us in the offices, it's about preparing for the artist to exhibit. As I like to say, we set the stage for the artist to play upon. We're about to introduce you to Cave Urban. They've been one of the most exciting new artists or artist groups to come into Sculpture by the Sea in the last couple of years. They're actually a group of architects who work together who thought that they would be interested in researching the use of lightweight materials through sculpture. They've been such a success that they've now got an art practice as well as their architectural practice.
We found that we didn't want to be presenting as one person, we wanted to be a group, and that's why we called ourselves Cave Urban, as a way of identifying with a more natural side of connection that you get in an urban or city environment.
Cave Urban is actually a very flexible group. It grows and shrinks according to the project. There's core members, Nicky Long, the director, Jed Long, that he's probably doing more like project management, Mercurio Alvarado, which is mostly in the building side and being, climbing the sculptures, and I that mostly in the design and structure design. Cave Urban also use art as a medium of experimentation. Art allow us to try new forms, new materials, new ways of doing things. We're kind of operating in the boundary between art and architecture.
Vernacular architecture, vernacular materials is architecture of the people, materials of the people, also materials from the living ground. So traditionally communities would build from whatever was locally sourced from the site where they were building. So it would be earth, it would be timber, it would be stone, it would be bamboo in many, many communities all over the world.
Most of the inspiration comes from two big sources for us. One is our research line. We created a folio which gathers amazing examples of bamboo work made by artists and architects and vernacular examples from all around the world. That's kind of our, let's say, our Bible, in which we can, go to a specific thing and kind of grab from there. The other source of inspiration is the site.
We had to start by harvesting the bamboo ourselves and creating artworks where we could experiment with the structure and look at different forms and look at different ways that you could envelop a space and contain a space and give people a very strong connection to nature.
Most of our structures are based on what happens in the bamboo forest. When bamboo grows next to the river, it bends towards the water and creates natural vaults. And we've done buildings with natural vaults. When you cut them and they fall over, they usually tangle and they create also very strong structures, and then go again inspiration to create a structure by tangling bamboo like chopsticks, So going there, harvesting, climbing, bending, cutting, taking out, cleaning, all those little bits and pieces that are part of the production of a piece are also the source of the inspiration for what we are doing.
We work with a beautiful Taiwanese architect called Wang Wenqi, and he believes that the material should go back to its natural state.
Collaboration with other artists has been key in our formation. We believe that sharing information is something very important and very useful. We always train the people that work with us and share all the techniques the same way other artists have shared the techniques with us.
It's a tower that we did called SOS, which was for Sculpture by the Sea, talking about how lighthouses used to show the way and safety for people coming to our shores, and now that's not really the case anymore.
Most of the time we use local bamboo. We always try to source locally to be sensitive with the environment and try to keep it as sustainable as possible. We also recycle the material, so probably if this sculpture doesn't sell, we'll dismantle, we'll store that material, and we'll use it later for another sculpture.
This was another work we did called Near Kinkin, which was about feeling what it's like to walk into a forest, and we erected that in the middle of the city so that in a very urban environment you could still come in touch with nature. We
were working in a completely different project, bamboo as well, but completely different idea, very close to the water. And when we were going up the hill on the slope, we just turned around, see the horizon, and imagine and straight away kind of get dragged to this image of the sun being close to the horizon. It's called the golden hour, and the idea is that it interacts with the horizon and it uses the landscape as the backdrop.
Also, when you see the structure from inside, it's a little bit of chaotic mesh. And that makes you wonder what is happening around there.
What's so important is being able to expose to them a sensual experience, something where they can actually interact with the work, they can touch the work, they can see how it interacts with landscape.
Things we've been trying to do at Cave Urban is create a culture of bamboo in Australia. It's a material that reacts really well with the human body. It has the same structure as human bone, and people, when they come near bamboo, they always feel great.
So the journey started a month ago when we went harvest the bamboo. It was about 500 poles of bamboo. We brought all that and dumped it into the swimming pool to keep it fresh. We started to build the steel frame maybe a week ago and spent a good time with Mercurio cutting and welding steel, which was very fun. We managed to assemble the whole sphere in the workshop, then we put it apart, bring it to site, assemble it again here, and started putting the bamboo maybe 4 days ago. In the next few days, we'll have to crane this sphere to a final spot over there on the ridge. It will look like the sphere is about to roll down to the ocean, but it's firmly attached by steel footings. Finally, after all this work, after the rain of today, digging the footings, the sculpture is on site, its definitive position. Now it's only the touch-up and be able to finish it nicely. It feels really good to see it on its final position. It's amazing after all this work to see the final product, to see the sculpture touching the horizon for this first time.